Hey Hot Wheelers, so this is an anticipated car I think many of us were looking forward to. I'm a little hesitant now because I've learned through watching other people's videos that this thing is not 1/64 scale. So that, immediately I was kind of annoyed by that, but here's a 1/64 scale green light, by the way. We're gonna find out how big this thing really is. Ah, boy. Well, in the defense here of MiniGT, I don't see anywhere on this box saying any sort of scale at all. So there's nothing actually saying the scale. So I guess it's alright. It's just that, I'm just so used to MiniGTs making 1/64 scale cars, I just assumed this one was going to be the same. But it is not. So let's get into this guy here. Alright, so this car, I guess, was designed by Jun Mai. To my understanding, he was like the director of design at Hot Wheels for a while. And then he started his own brand, Kaido House, a lot of graphic design work, some custom Hot Wheels. They're, I guess, are really expensive. And then I think he's made a car, like a Datsun wagon or something. But anyways, well, that's the extent of what I know about Mr. Mai. Okay. Okay, so there's tape on here. Alright. I don't know why you need to have tape if the thing's going to be wrapped in plastic, but here we go. Alright. It's a pretty sturdy box, by the way. And I guess for something this big, that's pretty efficient packaging. I'm a big stickler on packaging nowadays because it's ruined my enjoyment of seafood, because all seafood has plastic in it now, so I don't really eat it anymore. And I blame the packaging industry for that. Okay, so the blisters are very nice. They conform to the body, so I don't think you're going. It would be pretty hard to get this model damaged, I think, just on the strength of the cardboard box and how the blister holds the model so tightly. Alright, let's see. This is the only image I could really find of a Datsun 510 drag car. I was kind of hoping that Jun Mai made a real drag car. Maybe he did, I just couldn't find the photos of it. I didn't spend too much time on it. But looking at this photograph of this red thing, it does look, proportion-wise, quite similar. The wheels don't match, but that's fine. And then it's got a very similar wing as well to this guy here. It's not quite the same, nor does it have the those drag wheels or whatever. Those, what are they called? Those little wheels hanging off the back of the car, to keep it from flipping over. Well, anyways, it looks pretty good. All right. So we may as well just get this out of the way right now. So it's a Hot Wheels size. That's plain and simple what it is. It's a Hot Wheels. It's not actually a scale model. It's a model that looks very similar to a Datsun 510 drag car, I guess, but it's just not claimed to be any scale. So I suppose we should probably maybe try to find out what scale this is. So I found out on the internet that the wheelbase on this thing is 2420 millimeters. So let me just pull out my calculator, 2420, and I got to measure this wheelbase somehow. Zero out the calipers. Try to get to the center of the wheels, or the center of the bottom of the wheels. That's a little too long. I would say right around there is probably the bottom point of each rim. So 44.35. Okay, so it's around 1/55th scale. So definitely, it's going to look a little bit goofy if you're putting it next to actual true 64 scale models. But as we say again, it never claimed to be 1/64, nor do any other Hot Wheels for that matter. It's just luck that if one of them actually comes out to be 1/64. Alright, well, this paint job is pretty sweet. It's a metallic purple. And it's not like a standard metallic, like, boy, how do I say it? There's just big chunks of silver in this purple. It's very interesting how they did this. It's just, they're mixing in a lot of like silver flakes or something. So it almost looks like a starry night or something like that. You know, like millions and millions of stars in the night sky. You can see right here at this angle how big that silver flake is in the paint. So it's quite interesting. It's a really nice purple. Very good, MiniGT. And then the smoothness on the roof is quite nice. I mean, if you look at the reflection of the pic, there's not much waviness. Maybe a little, yeah, a little orange peel down here. And here, not as bad. But, you know, I think that's pretty common with most models, actually. Unless it's like a resin model that's hand polished. A little bit of contaminant right there, unfortunately. Okay, well, let's go to the side view here. So, cool wheels. They're gold. The rim, if I recall, I think these rims might actually be made of metal, like milled metal. And then this must be a plastic piece glued into it. So if that's the case, that's pretty awesome. You know, it's a lot of extra work and cost. You know, which would help justify why this does cost so much more than, say, a Hot Wheels or even a Hot Wheels Premium. I mean, it's got real metal rims. And then the tires look really cool. I mean, they got good curvature to the sidewalls. And then the printing of the Advan is nicely done. So it's very nice. I know you guys care about that. Okay, so it definitely rolls well. So it's obviously a drag car. I mean, you got thin tires, massive tires there. And it's an interesting base. You know, the Kaido House logo, MiniGT. It's nice to know this is a 1971 510. Would have been nice to maybe have a year of copyright. You know, maybe right there, right? So there's room for that. Oh well. But what's great is it's screwed together. Not that I really want to modify this, but if there was a problem or something, or, you know, it'd be easier to fix. So that's pretty cool. Alright, well, on this side here we got some, you know, we got the printing here. It's all Tampo printed. I don't think they're decal. Oh, wait a second. Maybe that is a decal. I believe it's a Tampo print, this white text here. For a moment I thought I saw like the wrinkliness of a decal in between the letters, but upon closer look off camera with my own eyes, I don't see it. So I think these are all decals, meaning that this model should look good as long as the paint looks good in the future. Alright, so there's a big exhaust port here. Three-dimensional, chromed, super shiny. You can see it, the pic kind of reflecting through it. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Going around to the front here, we got a separate chrome plastic bumper. And then the grille is a separate chrome piece as well. Clear headlights looking good. Some black paint in the grille looking good. There's a little texture in that grille as well. These little turn signals just seem to be painted on orange. That's okay. And then this chin spoiler here seems to be a separate piece of plastic. And it matches pretty well as far as the color goes with the rest of the body. So really great front end. So I know this is a big selling point for everyone. You know, for me it's not really, I don't really like engines or hoods, but because of the gaps. But let's take a look here. So we got a Greddy printing there, a big turbocharger here on the right side, and then I guess the intake manifold on the left. Well, I guess it's alright. I mean, it's got a little depth to it. It's not as bad as some Auto Worlds I've seen. You know, see, this pic actually does go down in there, so it's not bad actually. For me, it's the main detractor usually is the hood gap. So purple works well, right? Darker colors tend to hide those gaps a little bit more. So this, just looking at this here, it's still visible, but it's not as bad as, you know, say the light green one. You can just see in the photographs of the green color that the hood gap is much more prominent. So I suppose this is not so bad. I would much rather just have nothing, you know, as far as the engine, you know, just have it all solid myself, but maybe reduce the price a little bit as well. Alright, well anyways, continuing on, the Tampo there on the hood, it's again a Tampo, seems to be a white and then a black process. so that should stay good for a while. Seems to be a Tampo on the windshield, and then the windshield's got some nice silver paint around it, and maybe some black as well. No, maybe not. No black. There's no windshield wipers, but this is a drag car, so I don't think there are windshield wipers on that real photograph either. Nor mirrors. You know, you don't need side view mirrors on a drag race for your car, right? This is pretty nice. They got this little black and silver detail here for these little, I think there might just be a cosmetic badge or something on the real car. I'm wondering if that text is legible. Yeah, so it's a SSS, because Chevy had the SS moniker, you know, trademarked or copyright. So Nissan/Datsun just added a third S for their sports cars. So it's a super sporty sport, or super sport sportiness. I don't know. Alright, rear bumper as well, chromed plastic, looking good. Then we got this cool wing. Is this plastic or metal? I guess it's plastic, because you can see the sprue where it was cut off there and there. But it's fine, it's pretty cool. It's got some little additional ribs there for strength. And here, well, sorry, let me back out. Oh, that is backed out. Let me get a better angle. So it's quite dark, you know, underneath that wing. Unfortunately, the wing isn't really horizontal, and I don't really want to push it because I think it'll break off. But this view, look at this. The taillights are great, you know, thick red plastic, and then there's some silver paint around them. This looks like a separate black plastic piece with some silver paint there, and then it's nice to see a Japanese license plate. So very cool. This 510 is right there. I don't know if there would have been like a Datsun there, or maybe it would have been up there, so it's gone. But, oh well. Alright, yeah, I guess that's it, except for the interior, so, boy, what's going on there? Yeah, this trunk paint is not as good as the rest of the body. It's like, oh well. Some sort of Japanese printing here, maybe that says Kaido House. Okay. Alright, well, let's try to get a look in the interior here. You know, most MiniGTs just have a black plastic interior, but already I can tell they put some extra effort in this one. You got these red racing seats with some ribbing there in the cushions. On the back, it's just a gut-out floor, but details, you know. You can see that stamped X there in the floorboard. This roll cage here. I think it's a silver roll cage, or is it gold? If you just look through I think it's got a gold tone, right? So the back of the interior is silver, but I see a different color on the actual bars, as if it's a gold or champagne metallic. So that's pretty neat. Alright, so steering wheel, that looks pretty good to me. And then, hold on, let me get the focus going. Now I'll try to zoom in a little bit. Alright, so you got a lot of molded details on the dash, the steering wheel itself, and then you got the shifter, the e-brake, the center console there, the armrest there, and then the back is just like the transmission tunnel, the drive tunnel. So that's really good. This is definitely the best interior I've ever seen from MiniGT. Alright, the door handle as well, it's got a little silver paint there. Didn't notice that the first time around. There's a little silver paint around the top of the windows on the casting itself, you know, the rain gutter thing. So, very nice. Alright, well, yeah, I guess it's a pretty awesome model now that I'm looking at it in hand. Let's just compare it to a couple other Datsun 510s here. Get here's a little Datsun 510 meet somewhere. That would be a cool little club to join. I'm not sure why everyone loves the Datsun 510 so much, but I'm one of them. I just like the look of this car, and it seems like everyone in the diecast community also loves this car, because, you know, Greenlight has probably so many of these Datsun 510s, but I got the BRE one because I actually saw this at a Long Beach auto show once, a Long Beach import show. I think it was the 46, I can't remember. Alright, so also we have Konami. This is from 2005, this one. And it's got a little suspension, like a TLV. And then we got Dido. This is from either 2003 or 2004, it's saying on the bottom. And this is from a rally, East Africa rally. And then I'll pull out one more from TLV. This is the Datsun 510 wagon, or van as it would be called in Japan. Boy, sorry. Okay, so let's get a top view so you can see the size variation. So all the 164s, I would say they're pretty much correct. They're in this. They all look dimensionally the same, all those brands. So no problems there. I think a lot of people might want to know the engine comparison. So this green light actually has an engine. So let me pop this guy open. Well, again, engines aren't my thing, but this is definitely better than an Auto World engine because of the depth of it and how the paint actually covers the vertical surfaces of the engine. So pretty good, actually. Much better than Auto World. And the hood gap on this one isn't as bad as an Auto World either. It's actually quite tight here. That's not so good, of course. Nor can I move it. Alright. So at the end of the day, I guess it did turn out to be a pretty cool toy, maybe? You know, if something doesn't say the scale, would you consider this a toy? If it is a toy, it's a pretty sweet toy. I don't know if you'd call it a model because, well, I guess now we know it's around 1/55th scale. I think it just would be nice if MiniGT would just put the scale on it. I think people would still buy the thing. I mean, leave a comment. Are you on the fence on this now that you know that it's 1/55th scale, or are you still going to buy it? You know, irregardless of the scale. Oh well. Anyways, I'm pretty happy I got it. I actually have the green one. I was debating opening it because I know the panel gap just looks horrible in photographs. I think I'll just leave it alone for now. For now, I'm just going to keep this guy. And who knows what will happen with the green one. Maybe I'll sell it off. Alright, well, I guess, you know, for MiniGT, I kind of hope that they actually stop making these larger models. Or if they're going to, at least write the scale down, right? Just so other people don't feel cheated, which I did feel a bit cheated, you know, because I thought it was 164. So it's kind of misleading. It's very misleading indeed. Alright, so it's definitely a cool design by Jun and Mai, and pretty good execution on MiniGT's part. Alright, well, hopefully you'll stick around until I get some other MiniGTs in, and we'll see you then. Bye.